Kimberly here with Knit for Brains, and I'm meeting with you today here at the Hollywood Pool. This is one of those indoor pools that I was telling you about, and these seats are like really hard to get. People come out and they camp at them like 5 o'clock in the morning. I came out at like 7 trying to find a place, and they were all taken. So I got the last one. Anyways, so just wanted to kind of touch base with you today. One of you, Jeanette, said, ooh, I'd be sitting out there having a cocktail. And so that's what I'm doing today. So I thought this would be a good place just to kind of give you a little bit of a heads up. Got some beautiful weather today. I went to a lei making class today, and it was so much fun. I did a little video to show you, but basically I'm making this lei out of, it's just plain rickrack that you braid, but then it has an alternating color. And so then you end up making these really pretty strands. You can see here I've made 2 already. So here's 1, here's 2. And then so basically it's going to be a strand of 3, and then they gave us like these cute little wooden balls to tie it off with. And it just perhaps yours truly might be in a hula show tomorrow. So you might get to see some of that. I mean, you know, whatever. When in Rome, right? You should just do whatever. This is a no makeup day for Kimberly, which is okay because sometimes you're on vacation and you just want to give your face a little bit of a rest. So forgive me, you guys are seeing me au natural. The Brit just took off. He's going to go play some pickleball. And so this is kind of like the day in the life of a ship. I'm making my little leis here, and I've got a couple other projects going on that I'm going to show you and just kind of, you know, clue you in. We've got another 2 days at sea, so today and tomorrow, and then we are in Hawaii for a day, and then we have several more days at sea, and then we're going to be in Tahiti. So excited because I love communing with the fishes, and I'm very excited to be going to Moorea, which is where they filmed the movie South Pacific. So I'm hoping I can find that on Netflix or something. They have Netflix, they have all kinds of movies in your room. They also have movies on the big screens, all kinds of entertainment and different activities and things that you can do. So this is, I'm finishing up my lei for my performance tomorrow. So simple. And I thought, you know, why not? But seriously, like if you had somebody, maybe a kid or he was graduating from school and maybe they had some, you know, some school colors or teams or something like that, you could make these really cute little necklaces. But as you can see, the colors I chose are these orange and reds. So that's the one color, and then the 3 of them will go together. So I'll show you my finished product. Now here you can see I have just about finished my last strand, and again, you just braid it in. So simple. What I would do at home is I would sew this together, probably the ends for secure, but they gave us rubber bands, which is fine for the time being. And you just do like you just do a simple braid, and then when you get all the way to the end, you just take yourself a little rubber band and you just secure the ends together. So now my ends are secure. I have 3 strands. So here you see, this is basically what they look like. So simple. Just a nice, and so this is going to be my lei. And then what you do, so when you're all finished, you just take your 3 strands and you secure them together with this little piece of ribbon. Now I would actually sew these together. And then you've got these 2 ribbons here at the end that you then use these cute little wooden beads. You just feed this through. There you go. So this is my cute little braided lei that I made today. It was so fun. Let me show you what else I got going on. So what else am I working on? You know, I brought a couple different projects with me because some days I'm going to feel like crocheting and some days I'm not. But some days I'm going to finish up a project pretty quickly, and then other ones I've got, you know, a little bit of time. So, a little bit of ginger beer. I have to be, because you know I'm always transparent with you people. So I started doing this cowl, as you know, just the 2 skeins, super simple, looking like this. And it's just a basic spike stitch. And I thought, I've done 1,000 spike stitches, but this one I thought looked a little different because it was 2-sided. So I thought I did what they were asking. Friends, I got through 90% of these 2 balls, and I thought, you know, man, this just is not working. It was really, really thick. What I was creating was cool, but it was real thick. And so the yarn was super dense, and rather than it being this really nice, long, flowy, drapey thing, it was going to be this really like dense collar that just didn't seem to lay well. So last night at 10:30, the Brit was already asleep. I decided to frog the whole thing. The whole thing, like 90% of it is gone. I literally frogged out the whole thing last night. I was so mad at myself. I thought, what else do you got going on? So I'm starting from scratch, and I'm doing it in just the basic spike stitch. And I'm realizing that's really all that they're saying you needed to do, is just do your basic spike stitch. So I've always said that I really recommend following the charts, because the words, the directions can be a little bit confusing, but the charts should be very straightforward. And in fact, that's exactly what's happening here. So let me show you what I've got going on. So my contrast color is going to be this yellow. My main color is going to be this guy, and it's supposed to be 2-sided. So when you turn it, you know, one way, you're going to see predominantly the main color, and when you turn it the other way, predominantly you're going to see the contrast color. To do a spike stitch, so if you can see here, this is my V-stitch right here, and then this is just alternating. So you're going to go into, now this is where you want to go into this bottom stitch here in between the 2 V-stitches. So you yarn over, you go in all the way through, you yarn over, pull through, you just do a very simple double crochet, you chain 1, that's going to give you the top of the V, you go back down in to that V-stitch. Right there. Let me show it to you from another direction. This is your very basic V-stitch. Here you come in. This is what we're making right here. This is my contrasting color, and this here is my main color. You yarn over. You go into the space between the V-stitches. So it's right here that we're going into. And there is a stitch right here because in this previous row we skipped 2. So you go into that stitch all the way through. You yarn over, pick up that yarn, pull it through. You make that first double crochet. You do 1 chain, you go back in, and you do the same thing 1 more time. You yarn over, pull through, and you make that double crochet. And that's how you get that nice V-stitch. We're going to do it again. So basically I'm going right in here between these 2 V-stitches is where I'm going in right there. You yarn over. You go into that space between the 2 V-stitches. Yarn over, pull through. First double crochet, chain 1. Second double crochet in the exact same space you just went into. Yarn over, pull through, and you do that second crochet, double crochet, and you go all the way along. And you can see how the pattern is emerging. So on this side, you see the main color, but on this side, you're going to be seeing a lot of the same contrast. And as it grows, you're going to start to see how these colors are going to pull through. So the other thing that I'm really excited about, this is day 3 of our it's our third full day at sea. So the first day we got on the ship, they considered it to be a sea day, but it's really not a sea day. So this is our third full day at sea. As you all know, I'm working on the blanket that's going to be coming up in here. And so my goal was to finish one of each one of these panels each day. The day that I was going to do it. Like, I'm not going to do it every single day, but the day that I do it, I want to actually finish a full panel. So yesterday, I did the first panel of this yellow and gray blanket. Now, I know some people are like, I don't understand how to use the book. So let me tell you, it's as much as I love it, I thought that I would. You can mix and match however you want. You don't have to follow a pattern in the book. I am following a pattern in the book only because my stepdaughter wanted something specific to this here. But this is great if you just have a bunch of scrap yarns and you just want to try to put things together. You could almost make a bunch of these different strips and then just have them set aside and then just kind of mix and match as you feel suited. So this book here, so basically I want to make this. Now I'm going to change out some of the yellows because she doesn't really ask for a lot of yellows. She wanted a lot of the grays. So I did this in yellow, but I'm going to switch these out to some of the other grays to not give it so much yellow. But basically, you said, okay, I want to do this particular stitch, which is a ripple stitch. It tells you here what it is. It tells you here the name of the stitch and where it is in the book. And then you go and find that stitch in the book. This is stitch number 17, and they're all numbered. So I go to number 17 in the book here, and I made this stitch right here. Now this is actually, it's called a rigid ripples. So easy. I'll do a tutorial on this. Basically, it looks like this. Okay? Now, you have to do it in groups of 12. So, the whole entire pattern repeat is in a group of 12. Then you want to add on 13 stitches at the end because you're going to be doing some increases and some decreases and things like that. So you can do it in however long you want it to be. I did it in 144, so I did 12 groups of 12, and then I added on the 13 on the back side. So basically my Afghan's going to be quite large, quite wide. Okay. You single crochet out 12 stitches across in groups of 12. So I did 12 groups of 12 and then I did 13. And then you just basically, it's a series of double crochets, half double crochets, single crochets. And then also up the pattern where you're really getting a strong ripple, it's a series of 2 double crochets in the same stitch, 3 single crochets or 3 double crochets. And then you go and do through 2 decreases. So you do 2 increases, 3 regular double crochets, and then 2 increases. So you do increases and decreases and you alternate the back and forth, and that's how you get this really great pattern. And then when you finish, then you start to shorten, decrease your ripples. Okay, the ripples are pretty strong towards the bottom, but here across the top, you, instead of doing the full double crochet, you do a half double crochet. So you start to shrink it down a little bit, and then the final stitch is basically just a single crochet all the way across the top. But this was the first section that I did. Got it all done. Very excited about this. Then I'll just bring out another skein of yarn. So this time today I brought out this gray, and I'm going to find some other stitch that I want to do, and I'm going to do at least one panel in the gray. We have whales. I just saw a whale. If I see another one, I'll flip it over and let you guys see. Because the whales will be coming from Alaska, and they're migrating south to have their babies in the warm water, and then they're going to migrate back up. So we're actually heading west, and they're kind of going south, but sometimes they do go into Hawaii, so we should be seeing that as well. Very exciting. Okay, I have to tell you all something. So, 2 cruises ago, something like that, we were on a cruise with our friends to the Caribbean, somewhere in the Caribbean. Met the most awesome guy on the ship, and he and I became super fast friends, and then we became friends on social media, and we just sort of lost touch. Would you believe he's on this cruise? Oh my gosh. I was like, what? So if you saw some more like weird comments going back and forth on one of my last videos, that was him, because we didn't know how to get in touch with each other via social media, but now we do. So I'm very excited that was my friends that just showed up. I mean, how weird. And we're both ending up in Sydney together. So we're gonna get to spend some time on the ship. So, got my drink of the day. It's a hurricane. It's got fruit juice in it. A little bit of rum, I think it is. And I've been messing around with this assigned pooling. I have tried the bobble. So this is my bobble stitch here. I tried the star stitch, and the star stitch isn't going to work because with the star stitch you have to know exactly where they start and they end, because one stitch, one row has the first half of the star, and then as you go back across you do the second half of the star. But with assigned pooling, when you don't really know, it's not going to be in the same place all the time, so that's not really going to work. I think I'm going with the bobble stitch. So here, as you can see, I'm going to be doing a single crochet. So I really wanted the complexity of the yarn to come through. I want my camera to focus on this. I really wanted the complexity of the yarn to come through. Don't focus on me, focus on there. There we go. So I'm doing the single crochet because I want it to be a nice tight knit, and then when I come up on the yellows, I'm just doing a bobble stitch. Now these bobble stitches are kind of big. They're ending up to be about 9-ish bobbles, yarn overs, before you have to close it up. So I'm kind of working a little bit on this, but ultimately I think I'm gonna like it. So what I'm doing is I'm just starting out with a triangle, and then I'm just increasing on both sides. So right now the bobbles are kind of bunching up on each other, but as it gets bigger, they're gonna get a little bit more spread out, and so I think that's gonna be a good thing. So we're just gonna double crochet. So we're just gonna single crochet into each stitch. I'll show you how this works, and if you guys have a better idea, comment below, because I have no problem with frogging out if you come up with a better idea other than what I've just come up with. But I'm just single crocheting across until I start getting into that yellow. And then this is sort of like real time, you know? I mean, this isn't a tutorial. This is just you and me cruising through the middle of the Pacific Ocean. We have another day at sea. And then we're going to end up in Hawaii. So I'm thinking I'm just going to bring you with me to Hawaii. And, you know, let me know if you would ever want me to go live. I have no idea what time that would be, because you're in different time zones. I have people from Australia, I have people from the UK. You know, we live in the United States, but we live on the west coast of the United States, and then you got the east coast of the United States. So I have no idea. It would be the only problem with going live, like what time that would look like, but we'll see. So maybe we'll be live for some, but not for all. Okay, so I'm coming up. Now when I finish a bobble stitch, so as you can see, I did a bobble stitch on this side. When I come up to it, I'm going to close it off. I'm going to basically single crochet across the top of that bobble stitch to really kind of seal it in, you know what I mean? So I'm just going across the top of the bobble stitch. So now it's really pushing it. The nice thing about the bobble stitch too is that I'm able to push it forward into, because I want them all to be on one side. I don't want them all to be like going on both sides, because that will just look a little bit odd. So I'm able to push them through, doesn't matter whether I'm on the wrong side or the right side of my work. Going all the way across here. I'm keeping a lookout for whales and dolphins. The ocean is beautiful blue. I've seen a little bits of trash, but not much. Maybe someone tossed a bonus ticket or something overboard, I don't know. Okay, so I'm coming across. Now I'm coming up to a yellow, and that's going to be weird because it's going to be at the end, but let's go ahead and work it out. So we're going to go yarn over. So to do the bobble stitch, we yarn over, we come into the stitch, yarn over again, so that's 3. Yarn over, now I've got 5, so now I'm going to have 7. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's go ahead and do that again. It's going to be 9, so we know they're going to be odd numbers. That's 11. Lucky number 13. So we're probably going to do about 15 bobble stitches, or 15 yarn overs, because then I'm going to close it off here, come all the way through, then I'm going to close it up. And as you can see, that yellow is just about ending right there. So that's actually okay. then what I'm going to do is I'm going to chain one, turn my work, and then I'm going to finish out that yellow in the top of that stitch, so you're really not going to be able to notice it. So I think I'm okay with that. And then finishing it off here. So that's the only real creative element here, is to figure out when to start your bobble and then when to finish the bobble. And again, this is using this assigned pooling yarn, which I absolutely love. I just love it so much. I really want to make sure that whatever I end up doing, whatever stitches and whatever craft, whether it's knitting or crocheting, that A, I love it and I'm going to want to wear it, and that B, it really showcases this gorgeous, gorgeous yarn. As you can see, I mean, there's some, not only just the blues, but there's the blues and the greens. This yarn, again, is called Van Gogh Starry Night, and you can absolutely see it as it's coming through. So it's going to be a little bit unique with the bobbles pulling through. I thought about doing half double crochet. I had thought about doing a double crochet. I didn't want to see the stitches as much as I really wanted to see the yarn, the variegation coming through, and then these bubbles coming through. So I really wanted the denseness of the fabric that I would create, and then with the bobbles. So I think that doing this single crochet and then doing the bobbles as that yellow comes through is going to be the ticket for me. I think it's going to be the answer that I'm very happy with. So we're going to see how this one goes along. Comment below if you have a better idea or what your thoughts are as you're looking at this. This is literally a work in progress. This is a pattern in the making as we go along. So I'm putting 2 crochet stitches in that last stitch to increase my sides. I'm going to go ahead and chain 1, and then I'm going to turn my work, and I'm going to continue on the back side here. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm only going to do the 2 double crochets, the 2 single crochets in the end. So it's not going to be like this real massive, because sometimes it just goes a little crazy. So I'm just increasing like on one side as I go along. So we're going to do this. And this is just literally top of mind, but it's so pretty. I have been just jonesing over this yarn for the longest time. Really can't wait to see how it's gonna come about. And who knows, maybe I'll have this thing done in time for me to wear it on my trip. The trip has been amazing so far, absolutely amazing. We are currently, as I said earlier, this is our full day 3 on board ship. Food's always up. Okay, so here we're coming up to a yellow. So I'm going to go ahead and yarn over. And this is also a good place to put a bobble, because it's not going to be as close to some of the other ones. I don't really want them bunching on top of each other if I can manage it. So I'm going to yarn over, go into that stitch, yarn over, and I'm just going to keep yarning over. So I think I did 15 before. So let's see how many we have so far. We've got, there's 2, 4, 6, 8, there's 9. So now we know this is going to be 11. This is going to be 13, and I think 15 was the magic number. Because by the time, yeah, so there's a little bit left. Then I'm going to yarn over, pull it all the way through, and yarn over again, and then that pretty much takes care of the yellow. So we've determined that a 15 stitch bobble is going to be the magic number to really get that most of that yellow cleared through, because I really don't want it to bleed into the rest of the stitches. And like I said, once again, once I finish the bobble, it's just super easy. See, here's the bobble here. You just literally just pop it through your work. It's going to be that simple. Because I'm currently working on the wrong side, so those stitches are going to come through, so it's going to end up looking like that. I think I can live with this. I think I can definitely live with this. Okay, I'm going to try to turn around. I haven't seen, I saw a whale earlier, just the basic hump, just baby hump. Well, no, barely the hump. It wasn't a baby, it was a full grown. There we go. Okay. finishing up on this row, and again, I'm just going to increase one on each side so I have a nice gradual increase. There we go. So now I'm finishing up this bobble. I'm going to do the increase in that bobble stitch right there. One, and turn my work. Yep, I'm liking it, people. So that's what it's going to start looking like. Okay, doesn't that look like Starry Night? And can't you just see it with the blues and the greens? I love it. All right. Well, I think that's it. So I'm going to continue working on this. I'll show you my progress on this. I'm going to keep working on that blanket, doing another strip, and then I'm going to work on the cowl as well. So lots to show you. Comment below what you think about this. If you have a better idea for a stitch, I think bobble is going to be the way to go. I think I'm going to bobble it, baby. Bobble it, baby. And let me see if I can just show you a little bit here before we... So there's the pool over there. Cocktail in hand. And let me show you our Pacific Ocean. Isn't it lovely? No whales yet, but I will keep you posted. Show you everything as it comes through. All right. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you soon, maybe tomorrow. Who knows? This is Kimberly with Knit for Brains. Make sure you hit that notification button because we're going to be doing a lot of excursions and fun, cool stuff, and I'm going to be bringing you right along with me. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you soon.